The internet is a dark place sometimes, I suppose. Yeah, it can often be misused. Hmm. Yeah, unfortunately I let myself experience it 3 times with the same person because I kept believing that this person could change. Yeah. Unfortunately, when you love someone so much, you want that love to happen, and you think that you can believe that person, and that, and it has affected me in the sense that now I find it difficult to trust. Understandably, because I've been fooled in such a way, because I really love this person, and for it just to have all been fake from her side, then now it's made me question a lot about trust, and about whether, like, if I'm in a relationship, whether that person really does love me or whether they're just doing what that person did. It has affected me a lot, I think. A lot. Did you ever meet, if you mind me asking? No, we didn't actually ever meet. Yeah, I'm the type of stupid person who can fall in love with words, with I don't actually need to meet the person to fall in love with that person. But I made a strong connection. That person did open my eyes up to a lot of things, whether they were lying or not. So, it had its reasons. Sometimes, there's always trials and tribulations in life, and sometimes we don't like going through them, but they do often help us out and make us see things. And I wrote a lot of good poems at that time. Cold Winter's Dawn was written about this person, and as if I could see that one. Those were, I really like Cold Winter's Dawn. It's a really great poem about love, and as far as the eye can see, that was written about her as well. And they're 2 of my favourite poems. So without me going through that, however bad it was, I wouldn't have got those poems done. And a lot of the poems that I've written, it's a bit of a shame really, because I wrote these beautiful words of love for her, and yet, she can't really claim them because she was just playing. Anyway, that was then. Maybe I deserved it, partly. And there you go. Some people never know what loving another really is. Yeah. The poems you write reflect the way you feel about loving another, that's for sure. What do you mean by that, MJ? Poems you write reflect the way you feel about loving another. Yeah, they often, you're romantic. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that might be a problem actually though, because I am like that. Yeah, it is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing, in the sense that because I'm like that, because I am romantic and think about love in that absolute way, not many people do. And when you meet someone who isn't as like that, then you start to think, because you're like that, why aren't they like that, if you see what I mean? So it can be a bit of a catch-22. Because you think it's just natural and the way to be, but unfortunately love has many different scales, different amounts, different ways. So it can be problematic sometimes, seeing things. You should relate to women very well. We do tend to be the romantics, most anyway. Actually, I would. I don't mean to question you on that, but I would actually. That is difficult to say that. I don't know personally whether I would actually say women are more romantic. I actually think men are, although I know people generally think women are. Because the reason why people tend to think women are more romantic is generally because of books and movies and the way that they're portrayed. But most of those are written by men, and they're men's images of women, and they tend to make them romantic like that. Most love stories, poems have been, written by men, and in the real world as well, although men tend to be not so romantic in real life. But then women don't tend to be either sometimes, so it's difficult to know, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe women are. They're supposed to be, but I haven't seen evidence of it. But then I haven't seen evidence that men are more romantic either, so I don't know which are more romantic. It might be like trying to find grain of sand in a beach. What about all those popular books such as Jane Austen? Now they're movies. Yeah, Jane Austen is an exception, but the problem is also, if you look at Jane Austen's writing, she's not extremely romantic. Her novels are quite blunt, and they dislove a lot. If you actually read the book, the movie tends to gloss over it a bit, but the novel isn't. It isn't like you got all the attacking Darcy and Pride and Prejudice and all that type of stuff, and idol worship and all that type of bits. But it's not extremely romantic. Lots of people watch the movie and think it is, but the novel isn't really. I don't think it's not clean cut romance, as in it's like a man and a woman who fall in love with each other and have to be with each other and really love each other. Austen's novel takes it from the opposite way around. Yeah, they do find each other in the end, and it does talk a lot about love, but a lot of it is actually a woman's view of love being overrated, because she disses Darcy a lot and stuff like that. Although her expectations are very high, but she's few and far between. You can't, most romantic novelists are men and poets, but there are exceptions. But I'm just saying that is that an indication that men are more romantic, or is it just because women weren't given the chance to author these types of things, although they did? So, but it hasn't really been, still today, most romantic things are written by men, not women. So why is that if women are more romantic? I just frowned. I think you're right, Drats. I think the concept is romance, but only on film and not her actual book. I can't remember, to be honest, but I know that she questions a lot in the book.